It's later in the day on April 30th, 2022, and yes, I just smoked. I I can't help it. I'm very depressed. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing with this baby. I don't know what's going on with my own life. It's very hard. Life is very hard. And when you have no emotional support, and then you see crazy, crazy comments on, like you're just sharing your story as if you were telling a friend because you have no friends and you have no family that you want to associate with because they're all toxic and they don't want to seek help. So that's sad. I I don't know why people hate on me so much. Like they say some hateful comments, but I think it's just like, it's so sad because I know that some of them really believe them, and then other people are just messing around because they have nothing better to do. And that's okay. Like, I do the same thing, except I don't talk trash on the internet like that unless somebody's attacking me. And now I just have that one post, and I'm hopeful that everybody will keep their crazy confined to that one, so I don't have to continually delete everything else off of everything. So, because I don't have time for that. I have time for myself. I have time for Leticia, and that's it. That's all I've got. And I just feel like most people don't understand that I just don't care. After a certain point, I detached, and that's why the suicide attempts. And somebody said something, I was going through the comments, and they was like something about car crash, that I faked a car crash. Like, no, I didn't. Like, all this stuff can be tracked and traced. Are you okay? Do you need help? Should I send the ambulance? Are you okay? Like, so anyway, but like my real problems, that's why I disclose them here, because I think about stuff and it's just one of those things. I just want to talk. I just want to talk to someone, but nobody's listening. So I have to talk to myself essentially through these videos and my daughter, because, well, an older version, obviously, if that makes any sense, a majority of it. Some of it is directed toward what I remember of her, which is a little tiny 3.5-year-old. And I was gonna relay what my real problems are. Okay, so I fell asleep for a while in one of the gyms, like a couple of hours, a little while. Okay, I can't help it. I can't help it. And nobody noticed, so I was just sleeping. I was tired. I've had a rough day dealing with my emotions. I've had a rough day just surviving and just being me. And people are like, what are you talking about, Leticia? I'm like, you don't understand. People are telling me to get a job. No, no, that's not gonna happen. So here I am, like, that's why my hair's all messed up, because I was laying all I didn't even work out. I thought for sure I was gonna dance around for a little bit. I was so excited, I even brought my shoes and my socks and everything, and then I just fell asleep. But it's okay. It's okay. I'm okay. And but I was charging my this charger, and I had gotten it from Walmart, okay? And actually it wasn't this one. I had purchased another one, and I exchanged it for this one because the other one wasn't working. So what I did is, and I know this is kind of shady to some people, but it is their product and I have spent money on it, is that I buy another one and I switch it out and give them the same product. Oh my God, put me in jail. Terrible. I don't care. I really don't care. But I wouldn't care either way. I don't think of it as theft. You had the money. It was a broken product. I didn't save the package. Regardless, you can pull it up on whatever cards, but sometimes they use cash. So how are you gonna do that? And that's why they did the facial recognition and at all these self-checkouts, which is wonderful. I feel like, yes, catch me on my lies. Catch me on me not using the proper this and that. Anyway, and it's so frustrating sometimes when they don't work properly. I stood in line for like, I would say at least 20 minutes or so, 15-20 minutes, just to get the price change, a $2 difference on that chicken earlier. That's the type of crazy I am, which is okay because I don't have any money. So what are you gonna do? Put the cuffs on me? Put the cuffs on me. Send me to jail. Send me to prison. Oh my God, I've done so much wrong. I don't have any money. I'm sorry. If I had money, I'd give it back. So this motherfucker, I'm telling you about this POS right here, okay? And I did drop it at one point, but I don't remember if it was on the floor or if it was just thudded in the car. I just remember feeling, okay, I don't remember exactly what day that was. I know it was this one in particular, but it was acting just fine, you know, charging up to the 100%. Well, I got it up to 73% after it gotten down to 35%. And then I took it in and I took my nap. So that's what got it up to that 73. And then all of a sudden it started flashing that it was at, oh my Jesus, don't tell me that it switched to 2. Okay, for the last half an hour, it has said 1%. It gradually just started when I unplugged it from the wall. It started, you know, counting down from 73. And, you know, that decretion there, you know, it was startling. I thought, well, maybe it's just gonna flash back. It'll be fine. No, now it's saying 2%. What? These things don't work properly. And then also too, the other one that I had was damaged and I didn't even know it. Every time I would plug the phone in, it would have me like pressing the button and everything. And sometimes it would just deactivate itself. And I'm just like, oh my Jesus, these products, they're meant to drive us insane. So I tell people it's just everything. It's the people in the electronics. That's what I told my psychologist. I was like, seriously though, these things, they act up on purpose. They're fucked up. And it's like each individual one of us has our own issues with things depending on our circumstances. I swear to Christ. So that's frustrating. Why did it go to 2% now? I'm literally gonna, why would I waste all that time? And then all of a sudden it's trying to drive me mad. That's what it is. And I'm just like, okay, just smoke a little bit, you'll be fine. It's not even a big deal. I didn't flip out at first either before I smoked, but then I was like, this is too much. This is too much to deal with. Like I've finished up. Oh, and I was gonna say about these really hateful comments. Man, I feel like you guys need an outlet. Don't say things that are not true. That thing, that falsified information about the car crash, I had that. That's why I relay these things. All this stuff is my real events. So I have no reason to hide anything. That's why I shared that with you. Like, embarrassing as it is, and as Karen-like is, you know, disruptive as that might seem, a majority of the time people are helpful. And they're like, yeah, I was misplaced. Here's, you know, and I waited 20 minutes patiently. And then it was just an exchange of my time. Give me the $2 because it was mismarked. And the same thing like with this product. No, it's not my fault that it's not working properly. And it should have like a warranty within a couple of however long, like years. And then they sell it on top of it? No. You should just accept it back, and a majority of places do. I remember like years ago when things used to be like, okay, I still within like a year's time, it's okay. But I know everybody takes advantage of that stuff, so then it makes us terrible Karens look bad because we just want something to work. Calm down, like you wasted our time, gas, and efforts purchasing this product, and what are we supposed to do out with no money? And I'm counting my pennies. I've always been very frugal. I wish I didn't have to be. That's just kind of how it goes, I guess. This shirt's too tight. I was doing so well. I have to wash up after doing nothing today. I mean, I did everything that I stated, obviously, but that to me is nothing. My life is nothing. It just is. And I float around now and I'm like, I just do what I do because it's stressful. People say the weirdest comments too, the most ridiculous comments, and they don't realize how bad that makes them look. And I feel like inevitably though, it's not even me that's offering the karma, it's the universe when you do that type of stuff to someone you don't even know. So, and then some people making profiles with my name, and other people are like, man, that's not cool, like you shouldn't do that. That's actually kind of nice that you would stand up for someone like that. I didn't read all the comments, it was just the ones that were like recent in my notifications, because I just want to clear them out. And then sometimes that's what I do, is I read a little bit of it. But, so I was gonna shower right now and then just disclose that. You know who else says comments like that? Well, says things like, oh, that didn't happen, blah, 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 this and this and this. You know, you made it up and everything like that. And, you know, you switched it around and you're just trying to manipulate, blah, blah, blah. You just want money out of it, or blah, blah, blah. You just want this and this and this and this. My psychopathic brother, the felon, the one that was under investigation. I don't know, I haven't been around my family in well over a year and a half. Under investigation for molesting his stepdaughter. So that's the type of people that contradict others. The ones that are doing shady things behind closed doors. Really, really, really shady things. And so I don't worry if people are saying those types of things online, because I know factually that something that I had stated or someone else stated that was misinformed about me, they cling on to that, and it's because they themselves suffer from a lot of that, so those issues. And I feel like I just have to feel sorry for these people, and I pray for them, and I pray that they heal and get better, because that's not okay. If you're gonna go around and say stuff like that to someone you don't know because you got told this, you got told that, and you only saw a portion of something instead of watching all of it as a whole, like all my videos. I don't see that people have been watching the rest of them from the first ones, the original ones and stuff, where I was just trying to convey my story. So instead you're just getting snippets of what's going on now, and now I've been aggravated, I've been riled up because some of these people are so crude and unjustifiably misinformed. Like, are you okay? Like, are you okay? I just feel like there are some times where I know that they're suffering, but don't go around trying to offer your opinion and sway others into believing something that is false. That makes you look so bad, like a psychopath, and you shouldn't be proud of that. If you're a psychopath and you have no emotions towards stuff, and your brain is somewhere else, and you want other people to hurt worse than you, that makes you crazy beyond reason. And also too, the fact that it's continuing on and there's over 100 comments on there, not even including all the replies and all the likes and all the shares in a negative way. I understand that that gets people, you know, attention. It gives me attention, and it'll give me positive attention overall. But that's sad. I don't want to deal with that. There should just be a bunch of positivity, because I've suffered enough. I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with your stupidity at the same time of me trying to live my life, and all of a sudden I get deranged comments that alter my mindset for a moment. I don't want to feel that. I understand that that's the fluctuation. That's the, you know, that's the give and take of the universe. So if I'm super happy, elated, then somebody's going to try to knock me down. And I understand I fluctuate quicker than most people. I do it within a day's time. And I manage my emotions, and I still manage to take care of myself by the end of the day. Not only that, I was always managing to take care of others before myself before the end of the day, and still doing a decent job. Not maybe for myself because I was neglecting myself, but when you love someone, you offer as much as you can to them. And I've had a lot of instances where I've been taken advantage of because I offer so much love, but I still do it. And I feel like there's a lot of it is me trying to understand where the person is coming from. And that's why it's really disheartening that I haven't found a proper partner by this late in my life, because I've offered so much of myself, of my being, of my compassion, of my essence to these individuals. And they refuse to see it as a gift. They saw it as smothering or something. And I thought, wait a second, no, I'm also satiating my own lack of love through loving someone else. And that's in a way selfish, but it balances things out a lot of times, in the sense of like my child. So I didn't need anything. It was unconditional. It was just flowing back, you know, because I just saw her so happy and so elated in herself, so gratified. And I was very, very proud of that. And I understand that that's another reason why I'm not next to her now in my usage of like spiritual and universal as well as like religious aspects. So that's where it stems from. And not a lot of people understand me. And the people growing up around me, the people that I've given pieces of my heart to, like my first boyfriend, he never hurt me. He never hurt me. He was always such a wonderful man, such a wonderful young boy, you know, and a gentleman. He was always there to make me happy. That made me happy. And the reason I convey that is because I was thinking about him just right before I started making this video. And you know how much fun we used to have together. Not just like, you know, when we would copulate, but when we would go out and do things and we would spend time together. It was great, you know. I do miss those times, but at the same time, I know that I had love at one point. So I'm good, I'm satisfied. I don't need anybody else to show me that love is not like that, because I know that I hurt his heart when I broke up with him. And then when I tried to get back together with him, he was like, no, I can't let that happen because it really hurt when you left. And I realized how much that pained him. You know, now looking back, I was just trying to survive at that time. Still, I'm just trying to survive because I didn't get those privileges that those rich and pretty girls got. You know, I got whatever I got, and everyone thought I should be happy with it. And I tell everyone, no, that's why I would rather be dead. I'm not going to take your crap anymore. I'm not going to take your, you know, I'm not a bottom feeder. It's not going to work that way. I'm not going to eat your shit and just be happy. So that's sad. That's sad. I know I've been a bottom feeder my whole life because my family stems from that. And that is the most embarrassing and excruciatingly just, and I don't mean to say disheartening, I mean there's another word that I was going to say, excruciatingly discouraging part of all of this, because I want to do better for my offspring. I didn't want them unless I had better for them. And I thought I was doing better. I thought with the material things, I thought with all this and that, and I realized that I just have to be happy within myself. And I know when the baby knows when I'm stressed. So I was standing in Walmart in the line. The lady in front of me had like 100 items because her bill was like 200 plus another whatever. So yeah, I was very patient, and there was another person in front of her with a bunch of tubs of everything, and so that was, I don't know, a couple hundred right there as well, I'm sure. So that was whatever was going on there. I was just patient, and I started stressing because there were so many people around me, and they were like waiting for their lines, and there was just so much going on right there in the vicinity. And I kind of just, I just took some breaths and was just waiting there, because I used to walk out. I used to just say, no, I'm done. I just walk out. But, anxiety disorders work that way. And so when I smoke, I'm good. I can manage. I can go. I can, check out. I may look goofy. I may giggle at random stuff, but that's fine with me. It's none of their business why I'm giggling to myself like a crazy person. It's none of their business why my hair's all messed up. It's none of their business why, and people have their presumptions. Of course, everyone does. Like, oh, I'm just out there, I'm one of those transient whores, just a hooker, or, streetwalker. Like, whatever. No. Keep to yourself, keep your opinions to yourself. And I tell people, and like, I can't believe people approach it like, so why are you living in your car? Like, because I wanted to get away from abuse. And also I lost everything. I lost everything due to the words of a fucking bunch of liars and psychopaths. So that's nice. It's lovely. I was gonna brush my teeth right now and go to bed, and now I'm all frustrated, and all I wanna do is have a snack just to calm myself down. So tired of this. I'm so tired of people being so stupid and so rude. How can you take advantage of someone like me? You already know I have so many flaws. You already know I haven't had that many privileges and that many advantages in life. So why? Why? Somebody said I always talk to my rapist like that. I was trying to be nice. I tried not to see it like rape. I honestly did, because I knew that if I spoke out against it too, nobody would listen either way. That's how fucking trashy the systems are. I've spoken out against all the things that have happened. Do you think people are putting their efforts into solving these things for an individual? No. Instead, I'm out. Instead, I just have to live with the trauma because I didn't have the money to take them to court and proper proof. Although the cameras have proof, everything's got proof. There's always proof somewhere. So the fact of it is that if they don't help, that's just proof in itself that everything is flawed, and they're going to get their karma inevitably because they destroyed some good person's life and allowed it to get this far, allowed all these other monsters and deviants to succeed over someone that is kind, over someone that is not a manipulative, narcissistic psychopath. And I just think that's very sad. But then again, it's their own karma. It's none of my business. That's why I smile and I just wait to just die off, because that's how I take everything. I take it in stride. And that's why when it happened, I was like, Jesus. That's why I started crying. I was like, and he was like, you're making me feel bad. Bitch, you made me feel bad. The fuck? We are in our 30s, and you just want to touch people like that? We are in our fucking 30s. I could understand if we were children and shit, but even when I was going to high school, I never had that much disrespect. Never. Never. There were men that like I had cuddled with on couches and stuff, and they would rub on me a little bit, and then they knew better than to do crazy shit to me. fucking crazy because I'm not perfect and shit. Don't go after something unless you know for sure you want a relationship with it. That's what I was trying to get at this whole time. And that's what I was trying to like, but you're a child. You're a fucking child if you're 37 years old and you're just going around touching girls in their sleep. That's ridiculous. Fucking gross. And then like the fact that one dude knows. I mean, if I were to say, hey, can you be a witness to that I pass out and I'm like dead cold and there's nothing that I did prior. You saw me pass out even before brushing my teeth. I didn't take any pills. I didn't take any drugs. None of that. And they know from my blood work, duh. That's why I don't care, because you can't alter that. If they alter that shit, then you know something's fucked up. Because I'm not doing anything but smoking weed right now. But of course, there's some psychopath behind everything, and they're like, well, let's fuck her over. Let's make sure that her records don't match what she's saying so she looks even more deranged later on. That makes you guys look crazy, for real. The fact that I got in trouble for assault on 2 family members and I was acquitted of it, the fact that I had to go through that stress, that was, I'm telling you, if only I had the money to fucking sue, because that's fucking insane. You allowed me to get my fucking ass beat and then I go to fucking jail. And I was just compliant. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll go with them if they go to jail too. None of them got in trouble. You are literally monsters, all of you. Money-mongering fucking monsters. And this is the reaction you get. And that's why you need to be talked down to. You need to understand what you've done to someone that is more intelligent than you. Let's just be honest here. I have emotional intelligence that you don't have, obviously. So that makes you a little more stupid. And that's why when you came up into that business and you didn't arrest the right people, that makes you stupid. That makes you look retarded. Like, but in a bad way. So that's what I feel like, in the South, they just don't care. They're just like, well, our proof says that everybody else says. Well, if everybody else is a goddamn psychopath and they're the ones that actually did it, they're gonna lie. They're going to sit there and back each other up, just like my family did, just like my ex-husband's family did. I should own all their fucking properties and everything. I should have everything, every fucking dime from them, because they're the ones that fucking did it. And then the officers, oh yeah, oh, everybody said you did it. Yeah, oh, nobody had a mark on them. Oh, there were no marks. There were nothing, no proof that I even fought back, aside from their crazy stories that, if you ask them over and over again, don't make any sense and alter themselves. Yeah, believe me, I know. Because that's what true crazy is. And every time I relay my stories, they're exactly the same as it happened at that moment to me. Because it was my perception. So, that's crazy. And I didn't push that fucking old lady either. And like, what? And everyone said I pushed her? What? Bitch was yanking on the sippy cups and granny, oh, I don't go. And I was like, boop, I'm done. Oops, sorry. And she went stumbling back and fell on her ass. And I didn't laugh at that time. But now I laugh looking back, like, you guys are pathetic. Like, that's how you handled it? That's how you handled it? I told the old lady, that I felt like they didn't love me enough. And they fucking proved it. And they stole my baby in the process because they didn't want to be talked down to. The same with the South. The same with any of these jurisdictions, these judicial courts. They didn't want to be talked down to. What they did was right. In their perspective, what they saw was the family talking against this and that, but they didn't actually do the research and realize these families didn't get therapy. So in that, they didn't realize that all of them are crazy, and then actually the one that was diagnosed as crazy is actually pretty fucking sane. She just likes to have a good time. Because she's gone crazy, in the sense, because of all this craziness. Isn't that right? So, that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Like, you need to get your shit together, and you need to understand psychology, and you need to understand that the victim is you generally the one that's getting, like, everything's turning against them. Obviously. Because they're trying to speak out, and everybody's going to lie about it. And it wasn't just a one-on-one altercation either. There's a difference in that too. And now we've got phones and everything. You can pinpoint everything, but you can't, access us when we need you and have record of that. No, but you can do it in our private time, can't you? When we're jacking off and whatever, masturbating, you perverts. Yeah. Crazy. I'm there to help. That's my help. Just like these comments on the internet. Perverts. So, and I hate that. Like, I'm none of your business. You should be none of my business. And I'm like, let's keep it at that. So be it. Because all this shit is true. All this shit happened to me. I'm traumatized. That's why I relay it in such a humorous way. Because it's like, this can't even be fucking real. I need to get fucking paid for all the shit that I've lived through that nobody's done their fucking jobs right on. And I should be able to sue the shit out of them. Yet, I don't have the money to take them to court. So instead, I'm suffering. So it looks like I'm a fucking, like, saint over here. And in actuality, I'm, like, struggling to the point where I can barely keep myself afloat. Which is weird. When I was swimming, was it yesterday? Shit. I don't even remember my days. I was so buoyant because of the baby that I was just, like, floating up in the water. And I couldn't even drown if I wanted to. I was just so buoyant. I was just like, what's going on here? I could, I mean, I'm naturally very buoyant because I have a lot of fat on me. But the fact of it is that I could not drown. Like, I was floating there and I just kept bobbing up bobbing in the water, just floating around. It was hilarious. I thought it was funny. I mean, I've never swam before this last year in that way. I didn't know how to wade in the water. And so I just learned. And that's so weird. It's so much fun. Like, my life is a lot more fun now that I detach and I realize I need to just take care of myself. Just take care of mom, And I wish I could take care of my kids in this way to share with them what life is really like, what it should be like, good and bad. I wish it were more good, but I've always wanted to go to, like, Disneyland and Disney World, all that, and the Studio Ghibli, yeah. So yeah, I wish that though, like, I don't know what the hell is going on. I just wish this would all be over. I wish that honestly I could just have a big bunch of money and I'd be like, okay, yeah, let's do this with it. Let's take care of these babies. But then I know the repercussions in that too, receiving out of something else. So I just assumed everybody was going to do right by me because I did right, because I didn't want that karmic backlash. So yeah, I just, my goodness, why is life this way? Why does everybody hate me for the wrong reasons? Why does everybody, gang up against me? When in actuality, they need to look at the people that are doing these things and start looking at their criminal records and exposing them. Like my brother, like my mom, like all this stuff and all these things. That's what you need to spend your time doing. Quit harassing me and go after the people that actually exist that have tormented me because I'm actually a decent human being. The reason I had acted out in any of these ways was due to the trauma from them abusing me. This all happened after all these really terrible incidences. So everybody's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. When you go through a lot of psychiatric medications and you're trying, you're struggling, you're on your own, and you do all kinds of crazy shit. There's plenty of people that know that. Celebrities and stuff, people in the spotlight, politicians, everybody. Because also, too, mental illness runs in all those families somewhere along the line, and they know that. And that's why they combat that for some... I don't believe in drinking, though. There's a lot of people that presume that that's okay, that that's a good way to relax. And it alters the chemistry to the point where it's like it takes you longer to recoup. And that's why you're sluggish by the next day. So I don't know. That's why I avoid all that. I'm not really all for that. Weed's okay. I mean, in the sense that it helps me to function. It helps me to get about my day. And it helps me to keep focused and organize my thoughts. So anyway, I'm going to get off of here so I can shower up and brush my teeth for the night and go to bed, because I'm having issues with that charger or whatever. Jesus, Jiminy Christmas, it went up to 8%. What was the point of it charging to 73 and dropping down to 1%? And people are out there thinking, we don't see that stuff. How do we know you're not lying about it? And I'm like, get a life, because I'm nobody to you. And why would anybody lie about crazy shit like that? And if you think that it's a lie, then maybe you need to go take a walk and get away from the electronics. Or maybe you should watch all of my videos all consecutively, one after another, and realize where I'm coming from, because you obviously missed a tiny bit of information about my story here and there. Okay? So, yeah, I don't mind being condescending, because I get that toward me. So obviously I have to give it back. And people are crazy. They think that I'm not going to defend myself in some way. You can't fucking defile my character. There's nothing you can say, because the proof is there. There are plenty of people that know me personally. There are plenty of people that would vouch for me and refer me to others. Yeah, there are plenty of people. The people that purchased my puppies, the people that, all that. There are plenty of clients out there that would say, wow, it's the best dog I've ever had. I'm so glad that I bought this dog from her. And yeah, so I don't know what you're saying, but you're talking shit to yourselves. That's all you're doing, and exposing your own crazy that is unfixable, apparently. Like, you can't fix the type of crazy that goes on the internet like that, where people are just bashing each other and whatever, and like that's what they do. Like, that's how they spend their time. But then they're gonna try to stop others from getting donations, or stop others from trying to succeed through help. And I have tried to seek help through people, but nobody has money to offer in my circumstance. And not the fact that, like, people try to combat my words. Not for that. They just don't have compassion toward it. They have no empathy toward it. So, and obviously no sympathy, because they've never been there. And I don't actually accept friends that I don't know on my Facebook. Why would I do that? Then that would be attention seeking. I'm not really sure what goes on in people's minds, that they're sending me friend requests either. I'm not going to accept them. I do not know you. So I'm sorry. It's just how it goes. But I'm not sorry, because that's how it goes. And, but yeah. And also too, it's like, I understand if people give me donations and this and that. But also too, I'm not sure what you want in exchange for that. There's always a barter in something, some exchange in the universe for accepting from others. So that's why I didn't want to ask. I didn't want to seek it. I didn't want to like make it out to be that that's all this was about, because it's definitely not. And I was not asking for it in that way. I was asking for it. No, I was not asking for it. I did not engage in all of these shady activities and everything. I was avoidant of it, and yet I attract that because obviously positive and negative, they're attracted to one another. So don't act like it's just me. That's crazy. And I have my own negative going on, but I'm much more positive than a lot of the people. That's why it's sort of like a moth to a flame. These people see me and they're like, well, she sees me as a human. She stares at me in the eyeballs. Like, she wants to talk to me. Most people are scared of me. And I'm like, yeah, but it's okay. Like, I see you as a person, and please don't mess with me, and I won't mess with you. And if you want any kind of advice, I might tell you my stories just to help you out and to know that you're not alone. You're not alone in the world. And there's someone out there that does care. I care. And no one should have to live through any circumstances that we might have encountered that were negative like that. And like the abuses and all of the manipulation and the gaslighting, all of those things. Nobody should have to hurt like that. Nobody should ever feel so lonely that they want to hurt themselves. And that's why I wanted to share these videos, because they're seeing it from the wrong perspective. They're not seeing it. They're like, oh, you're mentally ill, you're mentally unstable. No, you don't understand. These other people are truly mentally unstable. They got away with hurting me, and now I just don't feel like surviving, because that's just how it is. Victims truly detach at some point. And that's why a lot of these people that are homeless too, they never had their issues solved in the courts. They never had that. They never had that, what is that, like, well, compensation for what had happened so that they could have survived, or to get, what is that, retribution. So to get something out of what they had suffered through. So, and I see it with every race and every whatever, everything that has happened to people and their ancestry is trauma, and that just starts compiling. And I'm trying to break that. Like somebody told me, like breaking the code, or the code of destructive behavior in my family and whatever. So I don't know. I just say that it's part of the universe in that way, part of God. That's what I say. My version of God is the creation, everything in a whole. So when people hear me say that, they're like, oh my God, Bible thumper, blah, 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 religious freak. No. Like, I went to Catholic school. It was amazing. I'm not gonna lie. Absolutely wonderful. Private schooling is where it's at. Obviously, that's why I'm so intelligent today, because they exposed me to all different things and different cultures and this and that. We may not have had a lot of ethnicities growing up in our schooling, but at the same time, and I was like the Hispanic kid, so, but yeah, especially because if anybody saw my dad, they would know, yeah, she's Mexican, so, and my siblings too were darker than me. They had darker complexions and darker hair, and they had brown eyes, and I ended up with green. So, and brown hair. So I say to people, I came out the fairest of them all, because it was kind of true of the siblings, of the 5 of us, because I'm very pale too compared to everyone. Like, I've just got a lighter complexion. My youngest brother, but he has black hair with brown eyes, so I still came out the fairest with the green eyes. And it's just funny. I just think it's funny. I feel like from all the commotion yesterday that I'm having a lot of like upsets today in the way of like discharge. So that's why I was like, you better shower up before you go and lay down. Just rinse off a little bit first, because all that bacteria and smell, like I smell it, and probably not that grotesque, but to me it's gross. Like, ugh. Why? I don't need it to be saturated in that way. Gross. I'm disgusting. I don't mind talking about it either, because it's like, it's bodily, it's natural. It's the physiology of the body. It's biology. It is what's going on. This is its existence. Why can't we discuss these things and not feel so, aroused or enticed by certain terms and certain activities? I don't know, I see it scientifically in that way. That is what it is. Anyway, I hope everybody has a blessed weekend, or has had one so far as well. I wish I didn't have to do all this with these electronics, but at the same time, I need somebody to listen, because I am fucking flipping out, and I can't survive on my own, and I just want fucking retribution. I want fucking compensation for what the fuck happened to me, so I can get someplace, so I can get away from everybody and just live my life away from everything. Like, that is not fair what I lived through, and it is not fair that it continued to happen, and it's not fair that they didn't process things properly, and I have constitutional rights that they negated, and that's not fair. Especially what happened, the sexual abuses within that officer and the psychiatric hospital. That is not okay. And if they're not able to compensate or anything like that, and I tell people all the time, that's fucked up. I'm not even seeking money. I'm just seeking survival. And I'm seeking to stay the fuck away from these fucking abusers and these fucking psychopaths. And they should have to pay for my existence for having abused me and mutilated me in some form or another. It violated me to the point where now I'm traumatized and can't survive because I'm like, I didn't know this was going to happen. When I left Catholic school, they told me the cops were supposed to help me, and they are not helping me. And that's sad. And I don't know if they're helping it would be nice if there was something going on that I didn't know about, that they're trying to fix everything, but doubtful. Usually they have to talk to the person. Usually they have to interact. And then all of a sudden, I'm the one in trouble for falsifying a rape report. What? No. Calm down. Calm the fuck down. Go home. Take a nap. Eat some snacks. Drink some water. What? What? I'm sorry. People are crazy. And then they don't believe me because they don't see that I'm actually flipping out, because I'm so just calm. And like, that's just how I've dealt with my emotions my whole life, because it was beaten into me. I couldn't share my emotions, or it was considered crazy. And I'm like, hold on. It's the people that hold it back that are completely like fake. What is the word? Completely, I have heartburn. I wonder if it was the barbecue sauce. I hope the barbecue sauce will stay well in the car for a few days and I can manage to eat the rest of the bottle without feeling like I paid nearly $2 of my little bit of money for, Ooh, it's tomorrow the 1st, right? The 1st of May? Yeah, I think so. So I get my $50 for the food card, so that's good. I have some money for the next few days until I get my $50 in food stamps, which I'm always questioning about. Like, why do I have to go through this? It's been going on for years and years and years that I count every penny. When am I gonna get what I deserve, in the sense of like, why did these people get away with what they did? And I ask people that all the time, and they're like, well, sometimes bad things just happen. And I'm like, well, then how does that work that they get more than me? Shouldn't I get something out of it? If, because that's how my dad taught me, It's that exchange. You offer gifts and everything, and you offer that support after you've been touched. And that's why you get gifts and bunnies. It's because you're a good girl. And that's very sad to have to relay it like that, but it's so true. A lot of us do detach because it's like, no, that's all we were taught. That's all the systems allowed us to be taught, because that's the first trauma we received, and we should have compensation for it because that's not fair to us. Daddy's girls. Creepy. Creepy. So yeah. And I don't mean to put these terms in such a dark manner, but to me, that's how it turns out, because nobody's done anything to rectify the situations. And all I'm doing is sitting here waiting and, wading in the water, head right above water. Can't drown, yet can't climb out of the pool because there's no edge to the pool. Where does it end? Where does this end? When does this end? When are people actually just going to step up and do the right thing and say, well, shit, you know what? She's really going through a shit ton, and why don't we go after these people that actually did these things? Because they offer you more? What if I had more? What if I were able to get more? What if, do you want money? I've asked you, do you want my sangre? You want my blood? Like, I've already donated a lot. Do you want it while I'm pregnant too? Is that why everybody keeps telling me to go donate plasma? Everyone? Is that why? That I keep coming in contact with individuals that keep informing me, you could go donate plasma. You could go donate plasma. But I tell them, but I'm pregnant. I can't. I'm just not supposed to. And they're like, oh, well, you could go and just tell them you're not pregnant. Yeah. So that's good. Put myself and my baby in danger. But then for what? Right? So anyway, that's the type of shit that I come across. And people are like, well, you bring it to yourself. Yeah, for being so damn good, probably. Maybe I should go and act out and kill somebody, and then maybe it would even things out. Kill the people that are actually worth killing in this story and situation because they defiled me. Everybody. Go find Parker Snyder. All of that. Because somebody made a comment about breaking it Cuervo's back, and I swear to God, I would literally snap your neck for that comment. Like, I would literally stab you if you said that shit. That dog did not deserve that while I was at fucking work and I got there. And for you to put that shit on me, you're gonna get your goddamn karma. Everybody talking shit about me making up stuff. No. That's the sick part, is that all of it is true, and I wish my cameras were on everything. Yet my shit doesn't work. All of a sudden it's just the battery starts dying. I've got to get everything in and have it plugged in at all times. And nobody wants to see the truth because they don't want the truth to get out there. And every time I try to upload to it, tries to privatize the videos. No, I want you and everybody to witness a fucking train wreck and why it happened and the judicial systems and what the true train wrecks are. Because they need to get their fucking shit together. Because obviously, I'm the one that were speaking out against. There were so many of them. Everybody said I was the crazy. I acted out. I was violent. Yet there's years of me not being violent in the fucking slightest to anybody but the people that abuse me. Living fucking proof that you were all manipulated. And then you're just like, oh yeah, I guess I better chalk that up to embarrassment. Not do my job to correct it. Oops. Because I cannot state that I actually made a mistake. That would prove that I'm incompetent. That would prove that I'm the one that's ignorant. Isn't that right? Because I believed monsters, because the little girl was heightened and everybody said she was on psych meds. Everyone said she was on this and that. Look at her big ass eyes. She's obviously lying. Look at her. She's got big old titties. She was asking for it. Fucking people. Sickos. Fucking sick, disturbed individuals up at the top. And then there's people that watch my shit. I mean, obviously, that's why it takes forever for my shit to load and all this and that. I'm fucking done. Do your fucking jobs. I'm done. I want fucking salvation in that way. I want a miracle to happen. I don't want to give this any more fucking stress. Fucking baby, any more stress. I don't know where you're supposed to go, baby. I don't know. When you get to that point, and me and you, and I'm still tripping out, you might end up getting lost in the woods somewhere. I don't know, because nobody wants you anyway. They've proven that because nobody stepped up. Everybody knows about you. Everybody knows, but they say I'm the reason you're here. So apparently I'm the one that has to take care of you all by myself because I asked for you. And I was the one that did it. I was the one that hopped on that shit, right? Yeah. Okay, so I did it. So you're my fault. You're my problem. No one else's, not the father's, no one else that just bailed out, right? And so then I should just leave you in the woods because that's how it goes. And then people are going to tell me I'm crazy because I didn't seek enough assistance and I didn't go get a job for the baby. No. That's backward as fuck. I didn't ask for it. Respectfully, you should have to give back to me because what happened was trauma. So yeah, no. There's some shit in there that I can't get out, and it kicks me. It wonders, it worries. Bitch, are you gonna kill me? Like, bitch, if it comes down to it, because they don't have a house for me. They didn't make a house for me. They didn't make a nest. None of it. So they don't have anything for you, baby. There's no crib. There's no nothing for you to go to. I might be able to support you with my titties and, cleaning up your poopy, but apparently that's not enough. That is not enough. I have to make up money somewhere. Get a job, they say. That's what they say. I'm like, no. No. I don't know what you people think, but I'm obviously not normal. I'm obviously not gonna sit there and break my fucking back over something I didn't ask for. No thanks. No. It's not how it's gonna work for Leticia. I would rather destroy everyone by destroying their consciousness and be like, okay, yeah. Yep, but you'll never find it. So there's no proof in that. But yeah. People are crazy. I would literally walk distances if I needed to go drop this baby off somewhere away from prying eyes because of the fact that nobody cared about it. So, and what they did was to make sure that I knew they didn't care about it. Someone's dumbass comment said something about no one cares. Yeah, that's right. So why would you comment? To expose that no one cares about you? That you're an attention seeker? That you just want to belittle me or upset me in some way? It doesn't really work that way though. It just spotlights your insanity. So that's why I just stay calm, because I'm like, inevitably, baby, either they give you stuff or you're gone. Because that's how it works, and that's how the story works, and that's just how it goes. Because they literally gave you a baby, and they know that you're suicidal and shit, know that it's really hard for you because you have nobody, you have nothing, you've been seeking a partner prior to a pregnancy, yet this happens. And then everybody's pissed that I'm seeking a partner now that I'm pregnant. What? The fucking dad shouldn't have bailed. He shouldn't have ejaculated in me in the first place. Or near me. I didn't ask for it. I didn't seek it, and you can see it in my goddamn ugly face. Because it makes me fucking angry. There's my stress for the day. There you go. Not just the fucking Walmart situation, baby. Here you go. Constant stress because no one loves you. Because you're gonna die. Because everybody fucking says that you're not worth it, and you don't need a home, and you don't need money, and everybody else can get away with murder. And your ex-husband too, just attempted murder. Okay, yeah, all of it. And your dad threatening you your entire childhood that he was gonna murder you. Nice. Whatever. But I'm crazy, and I make up these stories to get attention. What attention am I seeking, bitches? Aside from people correcting their stupidity? The guy shouldn't have ran into me and ran a fucking red light? People are so dumb. Why are you so fucking dumb? Get your fucking shit together. Grow the fuck up, and also don't grow a pair of balls, because balls make you crazier than a fucking set of ovaries. So that's crazy. Grow some ovaries and grow the fuck up. Anyway, yeah. People are fucking deranged. Like I'm gonna seek more. Like I'm gonna prove myself by doing work. No. What work? Work is nonsense. I fucking bailed on that shit years ago because I knew the fucking ploy behind it. Keep me stuck in a system I didn't want to be in. Paying my bills paycheck to paycheck and whatever. And I'm still doing it. Get your shit together. Fucking fix this shit. I had everything fucking taken care of. You can't see anything fucking... Oh my god. Nothing wrong with that. Fucking dumb. I gotta get off here. You guys are pissing me off. Just my consciousness. All of this. Just the reality of it all. I probably need to go get a snack right before because I haven't eaten since that video. So the snack sounds nice, make me feel better. And then I can brush my teeth and shower up. But I'm gross, so maybe I shower up before my snack and then come back and brush my teeth. I'm gross. I'm gross. I just want to roll over and go to sleep and cry. And then not really, I don't really want to cry, but right now I do. Because I'm really sad. I'm really scared. I'm really scared right now. Like, but seriously though, I'm really scared. Like, there's so much wrong with all of this. So much wrong. I'm like almost 6 months pregnant or some shit. 22 weeks, that's too many weeks. That's too many weeks. Too many weeks. Too many weeks. What? Without anybody, without any assistance, without anything, just doing it on my own like that, just trying like this and that. Like the assistance meaning toward the actual partner, or the father of the baby, or like, and no family, and no one to turn to. And what's craziest is that there were people that knew about my circumstances, and they were distant relatives. And I would post up stuff about needing help and donations or anything. And they would rather share other people's scenarios because they have a family and they have a home. So that's so sad that even my distant relatives don't give a shit about me. That is the saddest part, because my father never got reprimanded for what he had done. And they know him as being a calm person because he was quiet and manipulative. A psychopath. So now I'm like, why is the world this way? Why is it that literally I've been seeking help in any way? I'm really disheartened, very sickened by it. That's why I just want to write about it, because I'm like, this can't be reality. People can't be this fucking cruel, can they? That you're literally gonna rub it in someone else's face. I would rather share their information than to try to help you and share your information, because I don't feel like you deserve it, because you got this and you got into this on your own. And I didn't. None of this I got into on my own. I've literally been placed into these circumstances and trying to fight off all of these demons and the people around me and just do good. But because I don't get a job, because I don't go and do everything by their weird standards on top of suffering all what I've suffered through, that's why I collect the fucking check. But people get jealous about that. They think that I'm making a bunch of money, all this money, and I'm not. I barely have anything to survive on. That's the scary part. My car is acting really weird, and it could break down at any fucking day, any moment. And I would be shit out of luck with no one to turn to, aside from asking someone if, prostituting myself. That would be it. I don't have any other means of survival, because no one left me with anything but that, with the scars that they left me, growing up, that's all I was good for. And now I realize that is all I was good for, because when I spoke up, nobody listened to me either, and no one defended me when they were supposed to defend me. And I'm worthless to everyone because all of this, because I didn't get a job. I didn't place money into their systems. That's why they don't care. But the deviants can place so much money into it and get away with things. And that's why this day and age is very toxic. Everything and everyone around us. I don't trust officers. I don't trust anyone. Because I know they're just going to badger me. They're just going to lie to me. They're just going to hurt me. They're not out to help the situation. They're not filing these reports. They're not doing any of this stuff. I don't know what's going on. I don't. I'm scared. I'm very scared. I just want somewhere safe. I just want to have a baby that I wasn't planning for. I want to take care of it, not let it be raised by other people. But then all these individuals are so ridiculous. They think I'm just supposed to automatically create it out of what? My ass? Go sell my fucking ass and pussy? That's how it goes. Go get a job. Homeless people do it all the time. I'm not every fucking homeless person. Do not categorize me. I'm not every fucking disabled person. I'm Leticia. Do not fucking offend me. If you do not know my personal story and why I have certain issues and vendettas against things because they fucking destroyed me, then I just don't understand you. Because you're not seeing it from the proper perspective, in the sense that I was taken from numerous times. Everything should come full circle, but all I'm doing is waiting around and waiting for people to rationalize, realize that they did wrong, so at least I get a goddamn verbal apology. But no, none of it. Instead, I get told I'm crazy for expecting that. I'm crazy for people to try to fix the problem. It's insane in this day and age. You'd think that there would be some positive out of this, but instead I'm forcing it to be, these are the videos. These are your raw content of my emotions and how I truly feel and how everything's gone down from my eyes. And that's why I just didn't care. I didn't care what I looked like. I already knew my flaws. I already knew the slightly crooked eyes. I know my nose. I know my crooked teeth. I know my ears too big. My crazy curly hair that gets frizzy. And, all of this now that I've gained, all the fucking stretchy skin and all and whatnot. Everything. I know my flaws. That's why I'm trying to expose it. Like, people need to rationalize their own flaws and look in the mirror before they start casting stones at me and start trying to reprimand me for shit that they do themselves, hypocrites. I'm not that heightened, but I'm just tired. I'm gonna get off here so I can go eat a snack. Try to cheer myself up, because nothing is cheering me up right now, because nobody's getting in trouble for anything they do to me. No one has ever gotten in trouble for anything they did to me, and now I'm just waiting around like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with these memories, these traumas, these flashbacks that I've got to sit through 24/7, even in my fucking nightmares. Yeah. I don't expect to have everything handed to me, but I do expect to get enough to survive off of in a low fucking means so that I can at least get by after everything's been taken from me. Wrongfully taken from me. It's insane. Wrongfully taken. You should not have allowed these people, my mother, to step in and allow that, loss of the house and everything. You should have had advocates in place for that I would have continued to have my home. You literally placed a disabled citizen that suffered through all this stuff, mental illness, in fucking jail without any proper plans of what she was going to do afterward. And then I was forced to have to just live on the streets. That is the most insane fucking thing, because you were misguided and said that I harassed his communications for wanting to see my child after 3 or 4 years of not seeing her. So expect that in the mail, bitch. Expect that one day, that you get your fucking karma. Because that's fucked up. Especially from my perspective. I'm waking up trying to fucking, talk. I didn't even believe my ex-husband had truly gotten married to someone else. I didn't stalk him like that. And then when I found out, I was like, what? No way. Like, no way. Like, he had been married for like 2 or 3 years. 2 years or so. And then I found out. Like, what? And you said that you weren't going to get married because, that we weren't going to be married because you didn't believe in the constructs of marriage. So how is that, hypocrite? Oh, you're a psychopath. That's what that is. Okay, and then you're raising my baby. Oh, okay. And I wasn't allowed alimony. Okay. That makes perfect sense. Crazy. Perfect sense. All of you that believe that that's kosher. Not okay. not okay. And every woman I discuss that with too is like, oh shit, that's fucked up. And all that shit about the falsified documents and everything my mother got involved with, signing over custody of my daughter. I didn't go to the divorce hearing whatsoever. Didn't know about that shit. Like, just woke up out of nowhere, out of my fucking stupors of psychiatric meds, and realized I didn't have custody of my baby anymore. What? What do you mean? Like, she's my baby. Like, I raised her. She stays with me. And then all of a sudden, no, I'm just gonna take her and go feed her McDonald's and feed her candy and shit, and I'm feed her trash. And also, I'm not gonna clean or sanitize her hands before she eats or any of that stuff. And I'm gonna treat her like the trash baby that she deserves to be treated like. Nice. Nice. After I had air purifiers in every room of the fucking house that she was in, and, you know, dehumidifier in her room, and cleaned her toys for her every evening because she was just a toddler at that time. She needed help with cleaning up, and reading her books, and showering her, like bathing her in a, you know. I didn't even scrub her head that hard because I was worried, so she ended up with a little cradle cap on her head because I didn't want to scrub it. I was worried. I was like, I don't want to hurt this baby. What? No, don't make me do that. And then they were like, well, you just have to scrub it off. And I was like, oh shit. And so I took my nails at one point and scrubbed it kind of firmly, and it came off. I was worried. And I washed her. Like, I washed her with stuff, but I guess I wasn't rinsing her that well or something. So I guess I was always worried. She had cradle cap because I didn't want to soak her head in water because I had issues with water and drowning. And I always thought that she was going to slip into the tub and die. And that she was just going to fall right in and just float around and right in front of me, like I would have a panic attack and just a seizure or something at that time and not be able to save her. So yeah, I was an overthinker. Yeah, I kind of got frustrated prior to these things happening. It never happened, but it's what happens with the mind. Anyway, today is April 30th, 2022. Leticia Collins Servin. God, I wish this were over already. I just really wish that I could have somewhere safe and that I could just be loved finally, and just have the love that, you know, unconditional love that I can offer to this baby with all the things that it deserves and needs. Oh my God, why? And people have nothing but negativity to share, and it's like, if you have nothing nice to say, you're just like your father. A comedian who said that. It's so funny. That's so funny. So true. Anyway, April 30th, 2022, Leticia Collins Servin.